we talk about the API banking,
Yes.
uh, where do you see the biggest opportunities for these fintech vendors or new players?
Great question, Mr. Bhamre. Actually, क्या है कि इसमें there are a couple of bullet points which I've been noticing in last 4-5 साल की मैं बात कर सकता हूँ, say for last 4
Mm-hmm,
5 years.
mm-hmm,
The first opportunity where fintechs and banks can be equal beneficiaries
mm-hmm.
would be the account aggregator-based underwriting. Because still in most banks, in many banks, not talking specific to any bank, the underwriting process, the risk assessment process, the final limit assessment process is still manually driven, is still manually dependent. It's getting automated
Okay.
to an extent,
Mm-hmm,
but thankfully, the government of India, the account aggregator roles, account aggregator as a data lake is helping fintechs to be more digitally savvy. That's first. That's the most important thing. Second is uh, the thin file plans, the TFCs or the NTCs, are a major about 30% of the population is still NTC in this country, 25 to 30%. So account aggregators help to build a certain credibility as far as the writing is concerned for this specific segment.
mm-hmm.
And folks between an age group between 18 to 25, between 18 से 25 के बीच में, the college students or the first timers getting into the corporate world are thin
Mm-hmm.
file customers. So this is a major area where banks and fintechs together need to focus and get the ball rolling. Second is what I feel is the embedded credit or the embedded, the BaaS distribution. That's banking as a service. These are, as everyone knows, BaaS is banking as a service, which is those embedded products from a payments, from a wealth, credit, lending. You got the insurance. You got those various artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
This is an area where BaaS-based products, BaaS-based use cases see a tremendous potential participation for fintechs. The
Mm-hmm.
third obviously is the cross-border remittances. And as you know, India, thanks to the
Very true.
UPI, thanks to UPI and RuPay, integrations, with the efforts obviously of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, and thanks to his certain marketing skill set,
Mm-hmm.
UAE, Singapore, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, France, Mauritius, UK are broadly on the payment payrolls or payment railroads as far as RuPay and UPI is concerned, which is a
Okay.
huge across. At least I can talk for UAE from an example standpoint. Broadly, about $75 billion is the annual remittance market. Mota moti, as far
My
as the
God.
UAE to India leg is concerned, this is my best estimates. I mean, last time I checked, you can
Mm-hmm.
imagine potential as far as the other markets are concerned. Whether like I mentioned, Singapore or you got UAE, US, UK, that market, or Australia. So the cross-border remittance, the cross-border risk assessment, cross-border underwriting for that matter, and the cross-border wealth stacks is something where a lot of fintechs could be focusing on. These are actually unexplored segments. I frankly don't see a lot of fintechs looking at this area. Where I see a lot of over participation, over representation is the payment stacks, which is good. That is the first part of your revolution, the so-called payments revolution. Payment उसके बाद credit आ गया, वो भी इसमें भी काफी भी there's a lot of players in that. Now we need to, we as a company, we as a country rather, we need to be more diversifying focused. Remittance, underwriting, risk, wealth. Wealth story is one of the most underrated in the world, rather in India. There's a lot of potential.
True.
At least about 5 to
True.
6, 5 to 7x. अभी जो काम कर रहे हैं उसमें आप और बढ़ा सकते हैं. इसमें अगर probably the government could think. These are my 2 cents on this. And the
Okay.
last point rather I like to make is more from a tokenization standpoint, because tokens are one of the most new age things, whether it's payment tokens, whether it's merchant tokens, CBDCs. This is where fintechs, this is where startups can be focusing more from a financial disruption standpoint and bring a whole revolution as far as customer experience is concerned, customer onboarding is concerned, and obviously the data story. All these 3-4 bullet points is huge. That's the backend story. The front end story is what I mentioned, the use cases. But your end data, the end user data, which any bank captures as part of an RE reporting, is where they make a real margin. Data monetization is a huge discussion. In fact, we should have that as a secondary, discussion.
Definitely.